Namaste, Yogi. I thank you for joining me for this lesson or this class. We will begin by taking a seat on our mat. You can take easy pose, adepts pose, or even double pigeon. We are going to begin with a warm-up. So I will ask of you to look up and look down, look up, look down, look to your left, look to your right, roll your shoulders back now, maybe readjust your seat if you need to, and now we will tilt the neck up, tilt the neck down, going back to center. We will turn our head over our left shoulder. We will go back to center and turn our head over our right shoulder. And back to center. Very good. We are going to begin by stretching the spine 6 ways. So with one arm in the lap, the right arm, we are going to raise our left arm up towards the sky for a lateral bend. On an exhale, bring that left arm down to the lap. Right arm towards the sky. On an exhale, and our head focused on our hands. We will inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Swoop that right arm down towards the lap. We will now do a left side rotational twist. So moving the torso to the left side of the body, or the left side of the hip. I'm sorry about that. We will inhale. On an exhale, come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, turn towards the right side of the hip for a rotational twist. Here we will find ourselves taking 2 deep breaths. Very good. We will now go into a lateral bend again, this time with the right arm going up towards the sky. On an exhale, we will inhale, find our center, looking at our hand. Exhale. Inhale, one more big breath. Exhale, swoop that right arm down towards the lap. Left arm towards the sky. Inhale, head facing the sky as well. Exhale. One more big breath. And we'll exhale and swoop that left arm down towards the lap for another rotational twist. This time going towards the right hip first. On an exhale. And coming back to center. On an exhale, we will go to our left hip. Find our center in our breath. Very good. We will now go back to center. What we are going to do next is a cat and cow. So I will ask you to go into tabletop pose. We can begin in heroes and drop down to our hands. And on an exhale, we tilt the chin up and we arch the lower back, or we flex it, I mean. And then an inhale, we arch the upper back and tuck the chin. Cow on an exhale. Inhale, big breath for cat. Slowly exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow, the final time. Find yourself in a tabletop position. We will begin our sequence in child's pose. As this is a traditional yin class, we will be holding this pose for a few minutes. So find a comfortable spot on your mat and prepare to be here for a little while. Bringing awareness to the breath. Maybe we're resting our forehead on the mat, engaging the shoulders and our stretch. Kitty. You gotta get out of this video, buddy. Urgh. Very good. We will rise into tabletop, lifting the left leg upward. That way our foot is on the mat. And then our right foot, we are going to go into a downward dog. Downward, upward facing dog. We're just going to walk with the calves. Stretch out the feet, put some strength behind our shoulders. Bringing the right knee down, and then the left knee. We will go into a hero's pose. Find our center on our mat, and we will go into a butterfly pose, or cobbler's pose. Make sure our hips are aligned with the pelvis. You need to readjust your seating. You can grab onto the toes or the feet. And we are just going to flex our legs downward or wiggle them. We have a lot of animals. You just saw the doggy again. We got a cat over there and a cat in the other room. A lot of fun. And we will hold butterfly for another minute or two, maybe wiggling around. If we feel so, please do so. Making sure that our seat's flat on the mat. Wiggling our legs. We can find ourselves pushing our legs down again. The goal of butterfly is to do what feels natural to you while remaining as upright as you can and stretching out the legs. Our next pose will be shoelace. We're going to inhale, exhale, bring our knees as close as we can to our mat. Raise them up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, bring our knees as close as we can to the mat. We will now take shoelace, bringing the left leg under the right and stretching the right leg outward. We will then take the right leg and lace it over the left leg. And that's why it's called shoelace, I believe. We can find a comfortable seat here, maybe shifting the ends of the feet. Our knees do not have to stack evenly, so you can see. Mine do not, but I will still find a good stretch and shoelace. Anyway, if you'd like, you can grab onto the ends of the feet and just hold there. Maybe roll the shoulders back while you do so. Unstress the neck. Bringing shoulders up, back, down. You can do this alternating, or you can do it both at a time. Rolling forward, up, back, down. And then we will hold our feet. Just take our time in shoelace for now. Monitoring our breathing again, bringing awareness to our breath. We can inhale for a count of 3, pause. Exhale for 3 with the 1 second pause. Inhale for 3, pause. Exhale for 3, pause. We are calming the body. Any anxiousness we may feel by regulating the breath with even inhales and exhales. Letting our pauses be natural. If you'd like, you can bring your hands to a prayer position or a mudra. If you want to rest it in your lap and perform a mudra as well. Or we can even bring them heart center. Or we can just let them lay by our feet or remain on our feet, grasping for support. We will bring the right leg to our right side of our hip, untying the shoelace, if you will, from our left leg. And go back into a bound angle or cobbler's pose stance. We will now stretch the left leg and bring the right leg tucked inward towards our left hip for a shoelace of the left leg. Bring that left leg around to our right hip. And we will find our purpose in our breathing here. If you have any contraindications of the knee or either knee, we can be aware to not do anything that causes pain to our knee while in this seat. Maybe realign our seated position or stop holding the toes. And also you can bring the right foot out, or the foot that's underneath that is tucked in. You can bring that straight forward for modification as well. Nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back again, if you will. Purpose in our breathing. Inhale, 1, 2. Pause. Exhale. Inhale to 3 with the pause. Exhale 3 with the pause. Regulating our breath. Puppy. We can now untuck shoelace of the left leg by swooping the left leg forward and coming out into a seated position. We can bring the right leg in and put the left leg on top for double pigeon. This is also known as square pose in Yin Yoga. So find your seat here on the sit bones, and we will hold double pigeon for a while. We're going to come to our right knee, left leg on top. So we will bring our ear to our left foot. Our drishti can be to the side of our feet or all the way to our left knee. The theme for this class is happy, healthy hips and lower back. So this class is themed around hips and lower back, circling the left ear to the left knee. Going back to center to a forward bend and double pigeon. We can bring the right ear to the left foot again. We want steady and purpose in our breath. On an exhale, forward bend, center of double pigeon for square. Left ear to the left knee. Inhale. Exhale. And if this is always too difficult for you, as always, you can just remain in double pigeon and find your seat there. It will come to you eventually as you practice your forward bends in a double pigeon. It will open up the hips and allow you to do a circular motion. From here, we're going to do a lateral bend again. On an exhale, left arm towards the sky, Drishti facing the hand. Exhale again, swoop the arm down. Inhale, exhale, right arm towards the sky, Drishti facing our right hand. Exhale, bring that right arm back to double pigeon. We will forward fold as far as we can go. Or not that far at all if it causes pain. We always want to be mindful of ourselves and our limitations. Remember that yoga is a journey, and wherever you are today, it's perfectly acceptable. We will always find ourselves being healthily progressing when we take the time to do yoga. Even if we don't progress in yoga, we will progress in other areas of life. We will now bring that left leg down out of double pigeon. Back to bound angle, and we're going to bring the right leg on top for double pigeon. This time bringing the left ear to the right foot. Inhale, exhale the forward bend. Bring the right ear to the right knee. Okay. No. Come here. Hey, you, kitty. You know what you're doing. We talked about this. Say, kitty, you gotta stay out in front of the camera. In case anyone needs to see what I'm doing in this video. Coming back to center, bringing the left ear to the right foot again. We can find ourselves stretching our lower back and our right hip, both on the right side. And in our forward bend, of course, we will be stretching the center of the lower back in square from double pigeon. We can raise ourselves up. Maybe take time in to roll our shoulders back, realign our sit bone. Right here is perfectly okay too. Now we will take a small forward bend. If you can, rest your forehead on the floor or just tilt yourself toward the feet. And that is okay too. We will inhale, exhale on our counts of threes with our pauses. Maybe turn the neck to the right, turn the neck to the left. While seated upright, turn our neck to the right, turn our neck to the left. Back to center, look up, look down, look to your left, look to your right, using your eyes, of course. Now we will do a rotational twist to the right on an exhale. Big inhale, exhale, back to center. Big inhale. Exhale, turning to the left. We want our torso facing our left hip this time. Inhale, back to center. Very good. I'm feeling fantastic. How about you? Okay, now that we've done double pigeon, we will go into a butterfly pose again. And from butterfly, we will bring our right leg behind us into a deer pose, which is a traditional yin pose. We can have the back foot situated by the sit bones. We can have it in parallel to our sit bones. Either is fine. And we want to find balance in our seated position, so because the pelvis is always pushing in the opposite direction, we can prop ourselves up on our left hand while in deer right position. And we are going to hold this pose for several minutes. Finding our breath, maybe keeping our body turned to the right a bit. The dog is upset that everyone's gone, and I'm using it as time to turn in this final sequencing assignment. At least I hope this will be the final sequencing video. I'm going to look back on it. If there is anything I need to correct or manage under time management, then of course I will just use this as a teaching video. We will see how that goes. I forgot to bring a timer with me. I'm doing my best to monitor these timed poses, though, irregardless, I may come and check the time at the Kindle after deer on the opposite leg, just to see where we're at. We should be about in the middle of the session, so at least 15-20 minutes in. I think the introduction warm-up and the beginning of the class took a good amount of time, so we're about halfway done with this. Bringing the right leg out to our right side, we can stretch it out forward in front of us. Bring the left leg out. Come into half butterfly with the right leg, or a half bound angle. And we're going to tuck that left leg back behind us and prop ourselves up on our right hand this time. While propped up with our right hand, we can also grab our toes, maybe add some warmth to our feet while we take deer and left. And yes, I'm aware my socks do not match. There's a funny story behind that. Basically, I've been walking around all morning and standing around outside. It was a real rainy day with a lot of humidity. I came home, I needed a quick change in the socks. I grabbed the first two socks that I saw. So, it's funny to me. Maybe you get a bit of humor out of it too. We've all been there, I'm sure. Let's see what we got here. Okay. All right. We'll hold our deer for another minute or two. Maybe readjusting the sit bones. I know I do that often. Gotta find a comfortable seat. It is important in yoga, especially yin, because we will be taking a lot of seated forms in yin yoga. We can put the left arm behind the left leg, if you haven't already noticed, and we can roll the shoulders back again if we please to do so. That is your wish. Go ahead. We warmed up the feet and we warmed up the shoulders. There's a lot you can do from here. You can look up, you can look down, maybe do a high circle. Turn the neck again to the left and right, down and up. Inhale, exhale, and we are going to go into a butterfly or bound angle, but this time bringing the right leg out. And let me see what time we got. 30 minutes. Perfect. Good. Okay. From half butterfly, we will go into a head to knee pose. So bringing the torso down, head up, we will try to bring our head to our knee. And we will inhale and exhale. You can feel free to grab the feet or the foot and the underside of the calves if you wish. You might feel this stretch in your leg or your low back. You can always turn your head to the left and try to bring your ear to your knee instead. Very good. Now bring the right leg into half butterfly. We will go into head to knee pose on the other side, stretching the thigh and the low back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Very good. Alright, I will ask you to come into a butterfly pose one more time for turtle. If you do not know turtle pose yet, we're going to learn it. Readjust the sit bones. Bring the arms under the shins. And just forward bend with your head towards your feet. The modification for this pose is you can take diamond by bringing the feet about a half a foot away from where they would naturally be in butterfly. And just trying to bring the head to the feet for diamond pose, and that is perfectly okay too. We don't always have to do turtle, we can do diamond. Whatever is more comfortable to you, I will let you decide. From turtle, you can also reach the left arm back and the right arm through the right leg and grasp the left hand, or do that on alternating sides. I'm not capable of yet doing that, and I don't know if I ever will be, but turtle is still a great pose for me personally. Inhale, exhale, keeping the back upright. We'll come out of turtle, maybe go back into diamond. Inhale, exhale, and we can raise ourselves up, look up towards the sky, keeping our body aligned, back upright. We are now going to cool down with some counter poses. So we will take a Sphinx pose by coming into a tabletop and then prone position on our mat, laying on our forearms. And our goal here is to flex the lower back and just relieve all that forward bending that we did. You can do calf lifts if you wish. Pretend you got like a weight machine behind you and you're lifting weight with your calves. That can also help alleviate some of the pressure of the low back. I like to move my legs. If not, if you prefer, you can just keep them on the ground. Everybody's different. And we will inhale and exhale. Again, remembering our threes. 3, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. That's sometimes known as bear breath because it moderates the breathing, and that's typically what bears do during hibernation. They have very even breathing, pauses in between the breath, and it helps them sleep for tremendous amounts of time over the season. Alright, we will shift the right or left leg up and use the right or left arm to prop ourselves up into a tabletop position. We will now find ourselves in hero's pose. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. Bring out one leg at a time using your opposite arm from where you start to prop yourself, and we will now be going into a snail pose. To do snail pose or snail form, we lay back on the mat like we would in corpse pose. We want our legs lifted towards the sky, and we're going to roll it back and drop the knees as far as we can, keeping our arms flat out in front of us and dropping the knees and legs. You want your shoulders back and down. If you need to readjust, go ahead. And we will hold this for about 60 seconds. Come out of snail pose, we will slowly use our forearms to roll ourselves back down towards the mat, and we will find ourselves in a seated double pigeon, if you will, please. And I would like to thank you for joining me for my sequencing assignment, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Namaste, yogis. Take care.